Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the June 2020 monthly tarot reading for the sign of Scorpio. And please keep in mind this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your sun, moon, and rising signs. Okay, so take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac placements, and see which video's title resonates with you most at this time. So just to let you know, I'll be using the Wild Unknown Tarot in order to get the main energies, and I'll be using a Celtic Cross style spread, and I'll be clarifying further with the Rider-Waite deck. So, Scorpio, let's see what's going on for you in June. The last two readings I've done previously were pretty intense. I had this feeling from pretty much the morning that this month's readings were going to be pretty full on, especially with all these retrogrades that are currently going on and so much activity in the cosmos, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, it's going to be full on, okay? So just be aware of that, most likely. But you never know, you might have an easy ride, but we will see. So what's going on for you in June? So just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, and subscribing. It means a lot to me to have you a part of this little channel. And to everyone who was a part of the live discussion that I had with fellow tarot reader and also podcaster, Nature's Galaxy, okay, Natalie. It was really good fun. I had a great time talking to her on Instagram. So if you were a part of that live, thank you so much for tuning into that. Or if you've been watching the video after the fact here on the channel, it was a really good discussion, and I can't wait to have another one with her very, very soon. So yeah, be sure to tune into those sessions over on Instagram for the meantime. So let's see what else we got here for you, and then we'll get into it. So I'll do as I always do. I'll go through the spread as it stands currently. I should probably move this incense. It was going into my eye in the last reading, so I kind of moved it, but now it's in the way. So we'll go into the main spread as it stands right now, and then we'll go into the clarification afterwards, as we always do on this channel. So let's have a look for you, Scorpio. So in regards to your present circumstances, you have the Three of Pentacles here, okay? So this is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You're understanding that there may be something coming up, some kind of test to see how well you deal with a certain situation. Everything that you've learned, everything that you've experienced, all the wisdom and acquired skills and knowledge, right, from various situations that you've navigated through may be coming up and being asked to be used, right, in order to overcome a certain challenge, right? You're being asked to demonstrate all that you've learned within a specific area in order to overcome a challenge. So we'll see what that is when we clarify. In regards to your challenge, as we're speaking about it, the position of your challenge, you have the Three of Cups. So water energy, your energy, as well as Pisces and Cancer. So this can be in regards to a commitment, taking things to the next level, the next step. Possibly this is someone that you're engaged to, someone you are possibly even married to. Maybe you were recently married or recently engaged, or this is someone you were previously married to or previously engaged to, I feel like. But either way, I feel like the challenge here is addressing certain issues within your ex-marriage, current marriage, ex-relationship, current relationship. And that all of these things that you've acquired, all of this understanding, this wisdom, this experience is going to be put to the test to see if you fall into the same pitfalls, or if you've truly learned and you're able to overcome and navigate through these difficult circumstances surrounding this particular commitment or connection. So in regards to your recent past, you have the Father of Wands, okay? So this is fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So you could have been dealing with a fire sign, or you could have it in your chart. Either way, regardless of any of that, I feel like you were really stepping up into defense mode, okay? You were guarding your vision. You were guarding, I feel like this is like prideful energy. Like you were defending your position. You were defending your character, right? Maybe your sense of character was coming into question over this matter, possibly, especially if you were navigating a divorce, right? Maybe this person was saying things about you in court that wasn't right, and you felt like you had to defend your character. You know, it was a defamation of character is what I'm getting. So you had to rise up and defend against that. This is a very defensive stance from the Cobra. It's also that kind of energy with this particular deck's King of Wands here. So I feel like you had to stand up for yourself, that you had to speak out, that you had to defend your character, you had to defend your stance, your position, right, in some way in the past. And now there's something that's coming into play that's kind of testing you further. In regards to the near future, you have the Mother of Swords. This is Queen of Swords energy, okay? This is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You could be dealing with any one of those signs, or you could have those placements either way. I feel like this is very much the energy that either you'll be stepping into or the person that you're dealing with is stepping into, because I feel like with this combination here, especially if I put it that way, because this was what I feel like I'm getting, like you were getting very defensive against whoever this represents in the past, right? Because they were kind of maybe gaslighting you in some way. Perhaps they were not vocalizing what needed to be said. Perhaps they were the one that were throwing side-eye shade. You see how she's kind of giving side-eye. That was kind of throwing daggers, right? Even with that sword there, that was throwing daggers at you, trying to hurt you. So you rose up to defend yourself because they were hurting, or because they felt that they were misunderstood, or they felt that you were not doing your part, or that you were to blame in some aspect, right? So you got very defensive. And I feel like this person's kind of looking back and realizing that, you know, maybe it wasn't the smart play, and now things are more difficult than ever. The things of, while the emotions may not be as raw with regards to whatever this connection is, you're very much distant. You know, you're not easily accessible now. You're emotionally aloof, you're detached because of how much you experienced within this connection, particularly through the separation, and how both of you handled it, how you communicated with one another, to the point where it got dragged through the courts, or perhaps, you know, you had people in your friendship groups, your families mediating. It became a bit of a media circus kind of situation. So now you're just kind of done with it, and you're just wanting to move forward. You're just very much like no bullshit kind of energy, if this is what's coming in for you as well in the near future. But I feel like it does. I feel like this was kind of what I was just expressing with the past, was the energy of the other person. But I feel like in regards to and what triggered your defensiveness. But now you're in the near future, you're going to be moving into this energy of just being detached and like, I don't give a shit anymore. Like I'm past it. Like I've been through too much in this connection to feel anything about this anymore. I don't feel any way. I don't give a shit. I just want to move forward. It's that kind of energy. So in regards to your feelings, you have the Mother of Pentacles in here. Okay, so that's really interesting. So this is Earth energy, okay? So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could have those placements, or you could be dealing with any of those. Possibly even family members, strong female lead in your family that's of that energy. Either way, I feel like this is your support system. You have someone here supporting you, but you're also recognizing that a lot of your strength and your inner support comes from the self, right? So you're very much mothering yourself at this time, and understanding that the reason why you're stepping into this mode is part of you trying to protect and heal your inner child, right? You're having to be a mother to yourself at this time because you went through a lot, and it triggered this aspect of you, which you don't find easy to come out of, right? It's hard being in that energy for you. It's not natural to you. So it takes time, and you're having to nurture your wounds and your inner child in order to heal from that, and to heal from this energy that you're currently moving towards, right? In regards to your what's crowning you at this time, okay? So what's within your power to affect, you have the Five of Wands, more fire. This is talking about conflict, competition, arguments, okay, disagreements, fights, chaos, right? So this is surrounding you at this time, but you have the ability to calm this down, to find inner calm within yourself, to not be at conflict or at odds with those around you or within yourself, right? The while, yeah, this person got your back up, they did something that pissed you off, right? They approached it in a bad way or didn't handle it properly, or, you know, it was igniting the fire, right? You can choose whether or not to put it out, right? You don't have to build the fire up. You don't have to allow it to escalate. You can choose to dismantle it, right? That's the point here. So that's something to be aware of, that you cannot control the actions of others, the thoughts or the behaviors or the feelings of others, but you can master your own, okay? You can master your own thoughts. You can master your own emotions. You can choose how you respond to situations. So that in itself is you exercising power within the situation, you exercising constraint and showing your wisdom, right? Showing what you've learned from this experience, okay? So going into your going into your advice here, you have the Judgment in reverse, okay? So I associate that very much with Libra energy, so you could very well be dealing with a Libra. But either way, I feel like with it being in reverse though, it's saying that the end currently isn't in sight. Yeah, there is more that needs to be understood. There's more to navigate within this situation. Like, while you're making significant progress, that you're learning a lot, that you're stepping into, you know, a lot, like I feel like you are leveling up from being in this situation. There's still work to be done, right? There's still things that need to take place. There's something you're not seeing yet that needs to come to pass, right? So it means that you need to just keep moving forward and constantly choosing the higher path, right? And in order to do that, you have to dig deep within yourself and, you know, utilize this inner strength that you have, this wisdom, and mother yourself and tend to your wounds, okay, in your downtime. In regards to your external influences, so this can be places, people, environments, okay, all the things that surround you at this time, circumstances, you have the Hanged Man, okay? So this is seeing things, this is getting to a crossroads and understanding that in order to be able to approach a problem and come to a new understanding, right? And be able to come to find a new solution, you have to look at it from a new perspective. That you cannot gain new wisdom, new insight, a new way of approaching this thing without having a change, some shift in perception, right? Having to look at things from another point of view, another angle, okay? So that's what you're kind of doing at this time. And I think maybe you're hoping that whoever you're dealing with, specifically, especially if this is someone from your past, such as an ex-husband or an ex-wife, you know, you're hoping that they will be able to see things from a new perspective and understand where you're coming from, so you don't continue these cycles, right, over and over again. In regards to your hopes at this time, you have the Ace of Wands. So this is fire energy, okay, again, as well as like in terms of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So with the King of Wands and the Ace here, you could very well be dealing with a fire sign, but either way, what it's saying here is that you're hoping that you can just start over, essentially. Start over a new connection, move forward, detach from this, feeling revitalized, focusing on your passions, being able to feel that zest for life again, rather than being weighed down by this situation, right? Like, you don't want to feel like you have to guard all that you are, all that you've accomplished, all that you're achieving, right? You don't want to feel like you have to defend it all the time, because you see with the King here. Like he's got the wand, but he's in front of it and he's in defense mode. He's in a strike pose, right? He's ready to strike. So it's like you're having to constantly defend yourself and defend your stance, your vision, who you are even. And you just want to be, you just want to express yourself. You just want people to just, you know, appreciate you for you and all your glory without having to dim your light, essentially, for anybody. In regards to your fears at this time, you have the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse. So this is the Page of Pentacles in reverse, more earth energy. Yeah, you're afraid that while you're trying to nurture yourself and while you are trying to protect the inner child part of yourself, that part of you that was, you know, looked at the world with, you know, wide-eyed wonder, that innocent naivety that children have. I feel like you're afraid that this situation has just battered that out of you to the point where you can't even believe in love again. That you can ever be, you know, truly, completely, madly in love with someone again. And that scares the shit out of you because that's what you want more than anything. That's what I feel like. You know, like from a connection. I don't mean it just overall in life, but I feel like from a connection, you really want that. And you really want to explore a potential happy, you know, future, happy ever after with someone. But you're afraid that this situation has destroyed any notion or vision of that for you, which is sad. And I hope that's not the case, Scorpio. I don't think that's going to be the case in the long term. It's just right now, it's hard to see it from that way, right? It's hard to, you know, conceive that when you're navigating through these thoughts and emotions and situations, right? And then finally, with your potential outcome, you have the Sun of Cups in reverse. So water energy, finally, more of your energy, okay? So this is the Knight of Cups in reverse. So the outcome here potentially is that, yes, you're going to give this emotional fulfillment freely. At this time, you're going to be pulling back because you're understanding that you've been depleted for some time, that you can't be everything to everyone at all times, that sometimes you have to pull back in order to replenish yourself first, and then you can look at where you can give moving forward, right? So that's kind of the zone you're in at the moment. And I think the people that understand where you're coming from, where you're navigating, they'll understand that. They'll understand your need to take care of yourself at this time. So I don't think anyone's going to be demanding anything of you in that level, okay? Not anyone that really is, you know, that deserves to be a part of your life pretty much, okay? Okay, so let's have a look what the clarifiers say. Not too many there. And it goes across the room. Of course it does. Okay. Oh, gosh. So we'll see. But I feel like it is pretty straightforward what's being communicated here at this point. Once we've gone through the spread now. But it's always good to get a little bit more insight as to, you know, how else we can see this kind of playing out and, you know, what to be aware of and all the rest of it. It's always good to have the heads up, right? So that's why I like to do the clarifications, especially for the monthlies, because obviously these are more detailed readings than the other ones. Okay. So in regards to your present circumstances, the Three of Pentacles here, you have the Moon in reverse and the Death card. Ooh, your energy. Death card in reverse though. So here's you, Scorpio. This is Pisces energy, okay? So you could have Pisces in your chart. Gosh, yeah, revelations, understandings, right? Knowing that the process is, you know, is still very much in play. The road is not come to an end, right? It's not over. It's far from over. You coming to the realization that this is not over, that there is more to go. You're a way to go yet, but you are on track. You're on the path. You're doing the work. You're getting the wisdom, the understanding. You have what it takes to move forward, to reach the destination, right? Like you're becoming so wise as a result of this situation. You're growing in understanding all the time, but you're not at the end of this journey yet. There's still a way to go, right? But as you're going through this process, you're seeing more and more where the deception lies, where the confusion lies, where things are, hazy. And then from there, then you'll be able to understand what is needed in order to truly put the situation to bed, right? So clarifying your recent past, the Father of Wands then. You have the Four of Pentacles, Earth energy, and you have the Empress, Aries, okay? So you could be dealing, especially clarifying the Father of Wands, this could be an Aries that you're dealing with, or you could have Aries strongly in your chart. But either way, I feel like this is the energy that you kind of stepped up in because you were like, no, listen, okay? Karen, I am a boss, okay? I get shit done. I have an empire, for God's sake, okay? I have built a legacy based on the hard work that I've put into whatever it is I try to accomplish. And you're trying to take it away from me, especially, like I said, if this was a divorce that you went through with this person or are going through currently with this person, or the separation, they may be trying to take your resources. They might even be trying to take your money through the court system, right? And you're like, listen, like, no, I worked hard to get to this situation. You're not taking everything I own from me. I'm hanging on to this tightly because I worked for it. I earned it. I put myself in the situation where, I could get to this point. So I'm not allowing you to take this from me, right? That's what I'm getting. So you got very defensive. And like I said, maybe they were even criticizing your judge of character, trying to say that maybe you got it through shady means, or maybe that you're not as stable as you seem, or, anything like that, some kind of defamation of character, and you were not standing for it one bit. You put your foot down on that for sure. Okay. So taking a look in regards to your challenge, okay, at this time, the Three of Cups here. You have the Seven of Wands in reverse. You have the Hanged Man again. And you have the Sun card in reverse. So Leo energy there. So yeah, I feel like where this connection was, the challenge was trying to navigate these circumstances within this past connection, or this connection that is coming to an end. Yeah, you don't see a resolution, I feel like, at this current time. And that's where you're having to look at things from another perspective, because you're like, yeah, things were good once, but things are so far from good and they can never get good again. Like, and I don't see how I'm even going to get good again with another person, even when this has just been so hellish. This has been so difficult, right? But again, it's asking you to challenge your perspective, right? Because you are guarded at the moment. Yes, you're less guarded than you were, but you're still, in this space of not trusting so easily, not pinning hopes on things that you feel like are not going to bring any real joy, right? Because of what you're navigating with this connection, because of how ugly things got within this connection, right? It's making you very skeptical of all your connections pretty much, but you're being asked to look at it differently, okay? To not fall into that pitfall of assuming everyone's out to get you, because that's not the case, right? In regards to your near future, the Mother of Swords here, you have the Judgment in reverse, you have the World card in reverse, and you have the King of Pentacles. So Earth energy. That's a crazy combination. So yeah, you're detached and you're aloof because you're thinking about your abundance, success, and stability and all that you can provide for yourself, pretty much. You're like, I'm good. Like, I'm still in a good position. Like, regardless of what this person tries to do, I don't give a shit emotionally anymore about this because I'm just tired and I'm just done. But in regards to my material wealth, my stability, the things that I've acquired in the 3D realm, I'm good. I've got me. Like, I'm secure. I'm supported. I'm in a very good place, actually. So the only thing that's holding me back was this shitty situation, pretty much. So yeah, so you're really just choosing to not try and force things, or not trying to come to some kind of conclusion in order to start the next chapter. You're just kind of like, I'm just going to do me. I'm just going to do me, and whatever can be whatever. Like, I just don't give a shit at this point. I just feel like you're going to get into that space where you don't really care about much. because you're just tired. You're tired of caring. You're tired of worrying and stressing and crying and all the rest of it. So you're like, I'm good. I'm just going to focus on me for a bit because I'm just tired. I can't be doing this merry-go-round with this connection, right? So whatever it is, it is. You know, it's not up to me at this point. I've done all that I can do. So I have to kind of just leave it up to the universe and trust that eventually it's going to work out in my highest good, right? But right now, I don't give a shit. Like, I just want to detach from it and just focus on the other aspects of my life at this time. So in regards to your feelings, the Mother of Pentacles here. So you've got the King of Pentacles and the Mother of Pentacles. So this is you very much trying to ground your energies, your divine masculine and feminine. You're trying to ground them and create a stable foundation so you're not easily rocked by the actions or the thoughts, the actions or the words of others, right? And that you can protect your inner child to the best of your ability. So clarifying that, you have the Two of Cups in reverse and the Seven of Cups, right? So here we go, emotions. No surprise the cups are here. You're like, I don't have time to think about future connections, possible love interests, right? While there may be someone or something trying to present itself or manifest itself in some capacity, I don't give a shit. Like, that's not in my best interest at this time. I can look at this at another time. Right now, I just need to make sure I've got me. That's where my priority lies. You know, I'm not interested in love at this point. I'm not even open to the possibilities of dating again at this point. My head and my heart is just not in it right now. Like, you're like, sure, one day I want to be open to the idea, but now is definitely not it. So in regards to what's crowning you at this time, the energy surrounding you, you have the Five of Wands, as I said, but clarified with the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So lots of air energy there. So this is talking about the truth coming to the surface, right? You expressing yourself, you taking action, not taking no for an answer, not willing to take things lying down anymore. This is you standing up for yourself, standing in your element, speaking your truth, doing what you feel is right for yourself. You know, you're done with the conflict. You're done with the arguments. You're like, I was clashing so hard with this person for what? When the truth is so painfully and abundantly obvious. So rather than fighting and hoping that the truth will, you know, somehow resonate in this situation, I'm just going to stand in it, right? Because I'm done fighting. Like, I've been constantly fighting and trying to show this person that this is the way forward. This is the path we need to take. What you're doing is wrong. This is toxic. You know, this is the way forward. This is how things truly lie. You know, this is how things truly are. And you're like, I'm done with that. I'm just going to focus on things as they really are and just do what I need to do accordingly. I'm not going to try and get my point across at this time, because it's not worth it. It's not worth my inner peace, right? So clarifying the Judgment in reverse here in regards to your advice. You got the Judgment in reverse twice. So that tells me that this is not resolved. This is far from over. This is just the next leg of the journey. So you got clarifying that, the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Gosh, okay. You may be trying to fool yourself that you're not emotionally and you've not been emotionally and physically impacted by this situation. But the reality is you have been. And it's okay. It's okay to admit when you need support, you know, emotional support. And, you know, to feel like you can physically go to someone and just have a chat, have a cry, you know, just be, right? And have a hug, right? Because as much as I feel like you're doing that all for yourself, you're trying so hard to just be that support system for yourself. But I feel like part of what's preventing you from moving forward is not expressing that you need someone to talk to, that you need someone to, you know, offer a shoulder, right? There's nothing wrong with that. We all need that. So you're being advised now, like, it's okay to be vulnerable. Like, allow yourself that, okay? You deserve it. Just allow yourself that. There are people that will do that gladly for you. So don't think you have to deal with this alone, because it has been very difficult for you, right? That's the advice. People need people. I always say that. People need people. We do, right? So clarifying the Hanged Man in reverse here in regards to your external influences. You have the Page of Wands and you have the King of Wands in reverse. Plenty of fire. So you have the King of Wands in the upright in your past, and now in regards to your what's surrounding you, this time you have the King of Wands in reverse. Yeah. So it's like when you stood up for yourself, when you rose up, when you defended yourself, this kind of put a spanner in the works for whoever it is that you're dealing with, because they felt like, you know, they couldn't overpower you anymore. They felt like they couldn't assert their dominance, right? Maybe that's how they got their confidence, by feeling like they could assert their power over you, right? And that you would be in this mode. Whereas now that's been reversed. It's now made them come into question how confident they truly are, how, you know, charismatic and, you know, prideful they actually are. They come across that way on the surface, but the reality is they're insecure. They're questioning everything. They don't feel like, you know, they can, you know, wing it anymore, that they can't, you know, they don't have the gift of the gab, as we say, anymore. You know, they can't talk their way around things or out of things or whatever. You know, all of the things that they used to pride themselves on, they don't feel like they have anymore. So they're going back to the Page of Wands energy. So actually, rather than progressing forward, they've had to regress and confront where it is that their confidence came from, because the confidence they thought they had was surface level. It wasn't real. So they're having to go back possibly to childhood, even adolescence, and readdress where their insecurities come from, where this full sense of confidence came from, and relearn what it means to truly be confident, to be in your power, to be charismatic, to be able to connect authentically with people. So they're having to, again, look at things from a new perspective. And I think you're hoping that's happening, but that's what I'm seeing. That's what's taking place, right? They're having to go back to the past and confront where this came from, right? So in regards to, in regards to your hopes here, the Ace of Wands, you have the Fool and the Page of Swords in reverse. So this is air energy, okay? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, as well as Aries. So strong Aries coming up in this reading for me. It's like a case of you want to just be in your power. You want to just express yourself. You want to be free to just live and let live, and to just be without any concerns or fears, or feeling like you're having to look over your shoulder, that you're having to defend yourself, that you have to be ready for the next hurdle, for the next argument, the next conflict, the next test. You know, you just want to be a bit carefree, right? You just want to release yourself of these burdens and just be able to enjoy life again. That's what you want more than anything. You don't want another relationship. You don't want to fix this one. You just want to be. You just want to be in the moment, be present, and be able to just enjoy the little things in life, right? Which is beautiful, and I love that for you, and that's exactly where you should go towards. So do more of that. Do things that align you in that energy, and that's really going to help you in this process, okay? So in regards to your fears, the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse here, you have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So you've got it in the upright in your hopes, and you've got it in the reverse in your fears. Makes sense. And you also have the Two of Wands in reverse as well. So so you're afraid that all the wide-eyed wonder, those aspects of childhood where you were just carefree, playing, enjoying, living your life, being in the moment, that you're never going to be able to express those things again to others, that you're never going to be able to just, you know, feel that for yourself, you know, that energy, that carefree wonder. You're afraid that you're never going to be able to experience that, and that more than that, it's going to affect, you know, your sense of character, who you perceive yourself, that maybe you've lost a part of yourself in this situation and process. And then actually, even with all the will in the world, going looking for it and trying to find it, and trying to incorporate it back into your being is going to be unachievable. It's going to be a feat that just cannot be overcome, right? Again, coming back to this right here. And while I feel like that's very much going to be a part of your challenge to get back into that place, I don't think that's beyond you. I just think that you're going through the process right now. You have to be a bit gentle with yourself. It's going to take time. You are still very much in this mode, okay? Being the mother to yourself. So you have to give yourself time. But you will get there. It's just obviously you're afraid that you're never going to be able to experience that simple joy again. But that's not the case, right? It's just going to take a bit of time before you can get it. Like I said, the road is ahead of you still, and you're not at the end yet. You're just not, okay? But it doesn't mean you won't get there. Of course you'll get there. But there's some processing to do. There's some releasing to do. And yeah, I think a part of that is being able to be vulnerable with those you trust and just purge, essentially. And just get into these habits of doing little things each day that bring you more into this energy. That's the best way to heal as well. So clarifying the Sun of Cups, so the Knight of Cups in reverse here in your possible outcome. You have the Seven of Swords and you have the Six of Wands, okay? So this is a weird conversation. It's a weird conversation. Okay, that's interesting. It's a weird conversation. You could very well have a very strange conversation. Maybe that's why that came up. I don't know. Or it's possibly just my brain and tiredness. But either way, you could have a very strange conversation where someone's expressing that they can't move forward and that, it's your fault because you weren't willing to move forward passionately in this connection and do the necessary work. But that's kind of bullshit. There was a lot of toxicity in the situation on both sides, possibly, most likely, because there usually is, in any situation, there's usually two aspects to it, okay? So even if it's predominantly falls on the shoulders of one person, you're still a party in that situation. There's always something that can be done from your side also, right? So you're aware that, no, it takes two to tango, and that there was a lot of things about this that was very manipulative, deceptive, toxic, that was not of the right energy, okay? So you were like, no, that's why it didn't work out. If it wasn't for that, maybe we could have got to this place where things could have gone well, where we could have grown, where we could have continued down this path together. But because of this energy, that was not even possible. You may also be realizing that in order to move forward, you have to, like I said, you have to purge and release your emotions. Because I feel like there is some self-deception involved where you're just like, I'll be good, I'll be fine, everything's okay, I just got to move forward. I just have to detach, I just have to not to feel anything. Going into that Queen of Swords mode, as I was talking about, like everything's all good. But the reality is you're still suffering, you're still carrying a lot of emotional weight, and you don't feel like you can express that. You can't express your sadness, and you don't feel like you can emotionally connect with anyone on a real level at the moment. So there is a little bit of self-deception as well, but you'll come to see that. You'll understand why you're doing that it's just a defense mechanism, and that you will get past that. It's just right now you're going through a difficult part of the process, but you will get there, okay? So Scorpio, I hope that helps you. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And yeah, possibly this will come up when I do your shadow work reading in a couple of weeks' time. We'll just have to see. A lot to think about there, a lot to process, I know. But I'm sending you so much love. And honestly, don't be afraid to reach out to those closest to you, because they'll be there with open arms, okay? No one's an island. Take the support, keep moving forward, allow yourself to have these moments of joy and silliness, and you will get there, all right? So sending you lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.